All right, everyone, we have a very strange story here. We're now finding out that some of those illegal immigrants that were sent to Martha's Vineyard, you remember when Ron Desantis flew in a plane load of illegals into Martha's Vineyard, and several of them have sued. They claimed, well, we were misled about what was happening and where we were going, and so that's abusive somehow. In their own legal filings, they acknowledge the fact that they were told that they were going to Massachusetts. Well, Martha's Vineyard is part of Massachusetts. I don't see the case particularly going forward, but as you've seen with the legal system lately, you don't even need any evidence of wrongdoing to find somebody guilty. It's pretty unilateral. Depends on your politics more than anything else. Link in the description, archived of course. One of the greater things Ron DeSantis did was troll all the NIMBY liberals at Martha's Vineyard. Again, these people have $5 to $10 million homes generally, with like fucking 10 bedrooms. And they couldn't even house a single migrant. They all had to sleep in the church. I thought that was funny. They probably gave them like kale salad and, avocado toast and said, oh, my little immigrants, oh, we love you so much. Shuffle on your way now, though. We've been hospitable for the last night, and you could sleep in the church and be warm and cozy and stuff, but you need to go, to somewhere else because, you can't stay here. We just don't have the means. Yeah, collectively there are like 10 bedrooms per person on this fucking island, but you're welcome here, but you don't outwear your welcome, basically. He exposed the NIMBYs, and I thought that was great. Now at least 3 of them have been issued visas. They're called U visas, and most people have probably never heard of it. What it means is that those individuals, they can't be deported, they can get a job, they can stay effectively indefinitely, and probably will become legal residents of the United States despite coming illegally to it. On the basis, and this is what fries out my mind, that they are useful to preceding legal investigation, so witnesses to some crime or something like that. What crime? Nobody was defrauded. They all signed waivers. They're saying, okay, he wants to give me a free plane ride to Massachusetts. He's saying, well, that's a sanctuary state, so there's better facilities available there because we don't have them here. And so you can go there if you just sign the waiver, get on the plane. We'll give you a free ticket. You get a plane ride. You don't have to swim up there or anything like that or walk all the way across the continental United States. You just get on a plane, and a few hours later, you're in gorgeous Massachusetts. How lovely. Martha's Vineyard is in the state of Massachusetts. The fact that it is an island is legally immaterial. They were told that they were going to a specific state, and they went there. I guess they expected to land at Logan Airport and be in Boston instead. And then, I guess part of it as well, they didn't have the facilities when we got there. Well, yeah, maybe not in Martha's Vineyard, but in Massachusetts, certainly they do. There's plenty of migrant housing. It's going up all over the country right now because they have no choice. I noticed that homeless shelters aren't going up quite so quickly. It's very interesting. It's funny. They say, as an excuse, they say, well, they're not actually taking over hotels in order to house illegals or asylum seekers. They're just using ones that were out of operation. Why didn't you think of using that for the homeless? Why didn't you think of refurbishing these places for people that were born in the country, often military, or they're mentally ill, they need treatment or something? Why didn't you think about giving them shelter? I would have no problem with some of my tax money going to both, but at the same time, it's currently being squandered bombing people. It's a big problem. It's insane to issue visas to these individuals because there's no actual crime committed. There's no reasonable expectation that the lawsuits will even hold up unless it's in a highly sympathetic court anyway. Which probably will be, so maybe they have a point. Issuing visas to individuals who are arguably illegal in the country for literally no reason, pertinent to an ongoing investigation into the state of Florida and into Ron DeSantis for absolutely no legitimate legal reason, should not be a thing. It's quite clear that it should not be a thing. I was reading this. Story first broke. I'm like, am I having a stroke or something like that? I couldn't even understand exactly what I was looking at because it made so little sense. These people came to the United States illegally. If they want to seek asylum, go through a port of entry and wait. We used to have a Remain in Mexico policy, not that Biden ever carried through with it, for what little it's worth so that we could understand that the people that were coming in were not legally entitled to be in the country physically at all. But then they had catch and release, of course, so, it didn't really make a difference. But at least on paper, for legal purposes, it was quite straightforward. We've had an enormous number. I think it's got to be 500,000 people or something by now over the last few years. being bussed and flown in to all parts of the country. I would note that the federal government attempted to sue over this too, saying, well, come on, man, you ain't allowed to have these illegals sign a waiver and send them elsewhere. You have to keep them in your own states perpetually, making your own population miserable, to the point where Texas, with its beefy industrial economy, would eventually collapse for a want of resources, or Florida, one of these states, effectively to punish red states more than anything else. They don't want them to send them to Chicago or to Philadelphia or something like that because it might change voting patterns more than anything else. It's really about politics, and I hope that these people understand, legal or illegal immigrant, the Dems are playing you like fiddles. They're using you as cannon fodder. That's all. They don't actually give a damn about you, and they're never going to legalize your status anyway for the most part because they want you to effectively be citizens, kinda, sorta, but with less rights, so that they can oppress you more. That's the entire point of it. They want you to effectively be servants in the United States. They want you to trim the grass and stack the bricks and things like that, and work 60-hour weeks for a below minimum wage, maybe in a seedy corporation, in a sweatshop or something. And they want to traffic your kids too. I mean, a third of them have disappeared off the radar for a reason. Where the fuck do you think these kids are at this point? Little Pablo is definitely serving pizza to somebody who wears designer suits. Unfortunately, little Sophia is not having a good day today. There's a red light above her bed, and 12 Johns waiting outside. Give us your huddled masses and then rape them and enslave them is basically the Democratic Party's bottom line. It's insane to issue these visas. There's no legitimate criminal investigation going on because it's quite self-evident nothing criminal happened. Saying to people, you can sign this waiver and get a free ticket and go to this state, and then doing that, following through with it, without telling them where in the state that they're going to land because you're attempting to troll the NIMBYists, is not illegal. Self-evidently. Yeah, I would notice that in no other instance, other than bothering the rich liberals in Martha's Vineyard, other suits have basically just been Biden saber-rattling. No specific lawsuit is ever issued, and these people are not getting U visas. Why in this one specific instance is it so different? Well, specifically, probably some rich NIMBYist liberal in Martha's Vineyard said, oh, any of you get defrauded in any way? I'm really sorry about you having to be on this rainy island. Don't worry, I got a real great lawyer friend who's really great at filing frivolous suits. And in the end, they'll probably become citizens of the United States, and they'll have done so illegally. It'll be an amazing time, I'm sure, for them. Good luck finding work, though, because right now, the job market and the rental market are both a little bit iffy. So, if you have to live 12 people to a room and you're working a minimum wage job, maybe if you can find one, or you're just getting free money from the government, yeah, I mean, congrats. I guess that's the American dream now. It's more than a lot of American citizens, by the way, can dream of. That's about all. Peace out.